team.
Yep, that's excellent. I'm going to talk a little about that tonight, about how Rotaract's stepping up and getting appointments. It's good.
Yes, we are so happy with that.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Every time I see you, I think of your little teddy bears.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I remember you.
I have all my
We had the last night we had the what's it called, the public image workshop in our district 4100.
Yes.
Sí, estuvo muy padre sinceramente.
Gracias, excelente.
Sí, por eso me acordé, porque tenías los ositos. You had the teddy bears. Oh, you have them still.
Yes. Always the bear with her, always.
Sí, ahí los tiene. No los enseñó y tenía. Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Yes. I tell that story a lot.
Yes, they are our son. Last year, in 6 months,
We raised $33,000 for polio.
In 6 months. Wow, that's fantastic.
Wow. For you.
Patience.
Good for you.
please.
Sonia,
Now,
I thought they were talking about the teddy bear you have next to you.
the big teddy bear.
Mr. President.
Yes. Hello.
How are you, sir?
Thank you, Godwin. I'm good.
Great.
Godwin is Minister Consigliere of...
Perdón, estoy, porque justo vine, tenía ahí una capacitación y justo ya me vine para empezarle, la estaba, como es, estaba...
Okay.
Mr. President, practice your Spanish.
I wish I could understand it.
Do you know?
Silencia tu micrófono, Ro.
There is a lady from Venezuela in our team that she's making a speech every weekend about public imagine, and you look in the picture, and she say you are for hours the inspiration.
Oh, Claude, deixa o pai.
Thank you.
Pega negócio dele aí para mim.
President Barry, in the room we have Governor Bertinho Oliveira, who is my governor from 2 years ago, from in your year. Bertinho Oliveira is here prestiging President Barry Rassin.
Hello, Bertinho. Nice to see you. And thank you for having the theme logo behind you.
Boa noite, presidente.
Nosso governador da inspiração.
Isso. Juntamente com o presidente Pelé.
Yeah. President Barry, also we have in the room my governor-elect Sandra Diaz-Gonçalves. She is joining us from the city of Trinidad.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Hello, Sandra. Nice to see you.
So,
to meet you.
I will not have the time to introduce everybody, but we still have about 3 minutes to continue chatting, and take your advantage of these 3 minutes to talk to President Barry.
Yeah, but you need to introduce me.
Oh, I already did, Godwin.
Yes.
We have also Governor Luis Gustavo in the room. Welcome, Luis Gustavo. And also Governor Valdir Camelo. Welcome. Bem-vindos.
Hello, hello. Luis. Your governor for your district is Vera Avila?
Yes.
Yeah, Vera Avila.
Avila.
Yeah.
She's coming.
Yeah. Forgive my pronunciation. That's terrible.
You are doing great.
Let me
The
see
one I always remember and I enjoy is Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Great.
Oi, Fernandinha.
Hi, Sandra. Are you getting ready for your year as governor?
En Argentina, buenas noches. Buenas tardes.
Buenas
Buenas tardes.
Hola, good evening, Mr. President Barry and Mr. President Alberto Palombo.
Good evening, Marcus.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay, nice to see you too.
Un placer enorme de Argentina.
Gracias muchísimo, es un gran placer también para nosotros aquí.
Saludos desde Tijuana, México.
Buenas tardes, de Altagracia, Córdoba, Argentina. Un placer.
So I think I saw Sandra LeBlanc. Is Sandra, are you here?
Yes, she's there. Yes.
Sandra is my lifeline tonight.
We can hear you, Sandra. Yes, I can.
Barry, are you hearing Sandra?
No, I can't hear her.
Okay. Hi, Barry. Did you push the bottom, English bottom on the interpretation on the bottom of your screen?
Yes,
Put on
I did.
English, please.
Okay, that's done. Yes, I can hear you now, Sandra.
Can you hear Sandra now?
Excellent. I'm great. Thanks so much for coming to help. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I mean, with you there, I can talk as fast as I want, right? So you're translating into both? We can find somebody to do that. That's no problem. Thanks, Sandra. I appreciate it.
Sandra, there is a Spanish interpreter.
Fernanda, yes.
Fernanda.
Hola, Fernanda.
Thank you, Fernanda, again.
Eu? Seria, não? Ou não?
We can hear you. Thank you. Alberto, I don't have the list, but I'm admitting everybody with a name. We have a lot of from the Far East now starting to come in from Facebook Live.
Alberto.
Oi.
Você tem que orientar o pessoal a clicar lá no globo lá embaixo, porque senão não sai a tradução, tá? Todo mundo tem que clicar no globo e escolher o idioma, português, inglês ou espanhol, porque senão não é a tradução.
Valeu, governador. Já fiz aqui.
E viu, Alberto? As pessoas, daqui a um tempo você tem que falar de novo, porque senão as pessoas que entram agora, elas não ficam sabendo, tá? Aí elas...
Welcome, André.
Mas, Sandra, tem uma intérprete de espanhol aqui na sala.
Nelvicio, welcome.
Pode. Maria Fernanda vai fazer a tradução no espanhol, ok?
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
How's the storm?
Alberto, você está mudo. Você está tentando falar, mas você está mudo. Aí.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, good evening.
Welcome to Brasilia Virtual Rotary Brasilia International. This is our second meeting, RCBI in English, which has tonight, as an exception, translation to Portuguese and to Spanish, because of the importance of our guest tonight, President of Rotary International 2018-19, Barry Rassin, of a great Rotarian of the Rotary Club East Nassau in Bahamas. So right from the middle of the country, in the middle of the Caribbean, we have Barry Rassin with us, who is going to be talking about the future of our beloved Rotary and the Rotaract wave. President Barry Rassin, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Alberto. And first, let me
Em primeiro lugar, eu quero parabenizar.
Let me congratulate the Rotary Club
Precisamos
of Brasilia
colocar todos
International,
os
as well as the Rotaract Club of Brasilia International online. Okay, we're getting a lot of interference. Congratulate you. Okay, let's try again. I understand the Rotaract Club of Brasilia International Online is the first online in the region for Rotaract. I congratulate you for that. And I congratulate you for what you're doing to be an international club, clubs, both Rotary and Rotaract.
Barry, make sure you are on the English interpretation button.
Yes.
Because, okay. Okay, you can go on. Sorry.
Okay. So, and I congratulate you for being that, for having that internationality and for being a little different. And that's important in this day and age in our Rotary world. We got to think a little differently. And you're able to have your meetings in Spanish, in Portuguese, and in English. And you move it around and that's excellent. And what you're doing is you're attracting diplomats who happen to be in the region and getting their involvement. And because of that, I want to talk a little about what Rotary International is doing and where we're headed as an organization, and then move on and talk about what I'm so proud of is where we've come for Rotaract, because we've made so much progress in Rotaract in a very short time in the world of Rotary. So we need to understand where we are and how Rotary clubs need to help Rotaract and vice versa. So Rotary International, we've been amazing. We jumped right into trying to help districts around the world with COVID-19 projects. As soon as we started getting requests, and within a short period of time, within days, we had provided over 50 grants from the disaster fund. And over the last 2 months, we've actually given out $29 million of grants from the Rotary Foundation, both disaster grants, which was about 5 million, and global grants. That's extraordinary to do that many grants that fast for one disease entity, the COVID-19 projects. And so districts around the world have gotten help and gotten it quickly and be able to help their communities to get through this challenge that we're all living right now. The Rotary International Board also made quick decisions and said, number one, we have no in-person meetings until December 31st. That was back in March. that may or may not continue. And President Holger said that we're not going to have any president reps to any district conferences next year, because if we can't do it in the first 6 months, it's not fair to do it in the second 6 months. So there'll be none of that. We also, the board appointed a pandemic task force to look specifically at what are we learning from this? What can we do to help the clubs and the districts to do the work of Rotary? But not only that, that's more short term. What can we do, or what should we do long term to use this new skill that we've all developed to do virtual meetings and to accomplish the Rotary work virtually? What should we do going forward? And I'll give you one example. The Rotary Foundation is now meeting every month. They used to meet quarterly, and it would be a 4 or 5 day in-person meeting. Now we're meeting once a month, 2 days, maybe 2-3 hours each day. We're actually getting more done. We're getting it done faster. So we've become more efficient and more effective because of this pandemic that we're in. We have to keep looking at this as an opportunity. What is it that we're doing that we should keep doing, and what can we do better because we have this different way of thinking and different way of acting? One of the top things is our membership. We can't just sit back and say, well, we'll wait for an in-person meeting. We need to engage every member of our clubs. We need to bring in new members to our clubs, which again, I congratulate you because you are doing that. And that's what we have to think about, and make those moments special for the new members as they join. So if we got to keep going, you know, when you look at the graph for Rotary International, what happens to membership and what happens to foundation giving after a disaster, it really wakes you up to the problems that we might be in. Normally after a crisis, and I'm talking Spanish flu in 1918, 1920, the Big Depression, World War II, now COVID-19, every time there was a dip in membership of maybe 5%, and we would be challenged for years to bring that membership back. Foundation giving dropped even more than that and took even longer to come back. And that's a real challenge for us, because with our global grant program and the popularity of doing global grants to help our communities, we actually this year, because COVID-19, we had so many grant requests, we ran out of the World Fund in early June. Haven't done that since the Depression of 2008. So this year, what do we expect? Because then what happened was we had 809 grant requests come in during June, which they processed in July, and we don't have a whole lot of money left in the World Fund for global grants. We might run out by the end of the calendar year, which is extraordinary. Now, the good news is Rotarians around the world are using our grant system, and they're getting good at it, and they're doing great projects. And I know you're working on some, and I urge you to get them in soon, because there is that possibility. It's a good problem to have, and the trustees are talking about what do we do in this kind of situation. And I'm sure they'll come up with solutions for it. And we have to remember that for Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation, our mission is world peace and understanding. And whatever we do gets back to helping to bring peace to our own communities and to our world. And I know you have PDG Shaban, who is very instrumental. We're working with Peace with Rotaract and others. And that's good. We need to always stay focused that really is our mission and what should we do. So I just want to give you a couple of examples of the internationality of Rotary. And as I said, I'm aware you have some of the diplomatic corps in your membership. And it's important they appreciate that Rotary is in 200 countries around the world and doing amazing work in those countries. We used to talk about being 1.2 million members, but I'm changing that. We're going to talk about 1.4 million members, because now Rotaract has been elevated to the same status as a Rotary club. So now we should be talking about 46,000 clubs in over 200 countries with 1.4 million members around the world, all doing amazing work. Think about just what your clubs do and then multiply that by 46,000 and you'll appreciate what we accomplished. Think about when we had it measured 2 years ago, we said that we spent 47 million hours of service helping our communities. I don't know any other organization that has that much woman power and manpower to actually do the service that we do. It's absolutely incredible. We have to start with polio, our #1 priority as an organization. And today, at 11 o'clock this morning, my time, we certified, WHO and all our partners certified the continent of Africa polio free. That is phenomenal. Yes, I mean, every Rotarian should stand up and cheer or have a glass of wine, whatever works, but we do need to celebrate. That is fantastic. In this COVID-19 year of challenges, we still achieve greatness because that's what Rotary does. We do it all the time. We're not gonna let anything stop us. So we do have to concentrate now on the circulating virus in Africa. And we will. It's a lot easier once the wild polio virus is gone. You really can focus on it and get rid of it pretty easily. And we have to focus on Pakistan, Afghanistan, the only 2 countries that are now endemic with the wild polio virus. But remember, as long as there's 1 case of polio in the world, we're all at risk. So we have to finish the job. We promised the kids in 1985, and yeah, we've been at it a long time, but we made a promise. And when Rotary makes a promise, Rotary keeps it, always, no exceptions. That's what our 4-way test says. So imagine in Africa alone, we have spent $890 million in order to achieve that in 47 countries in 1 continent. We've done 9 billion doses of the vaccine. Okay, we're getting some feedback again. There we go. So remember, that's our #1 priority. We're doing it. We will finish it. Yeah, we've been a little delayed, but keep in mind, Pakistan was out on the streets back again, July 20th, in partnership with the United Arab Emirates. They immunized 790,000 children, okay, in 4 or 5 days. So they're back at it. They're going to do it, and we're going to continue to support them. Remember, we still have to raise our $50 million a year, and we will. And we do that, for those who may not be aware, because Bill Gates matches our $2 for 1. So we raise 50 million, he gives us 100 million. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation just gave us our 100 million for last year, and we will raise it again this year. And although his agreement is for 3 more years, basically he's going to be with us until we're finished, because that's how strongly he believes, not only in eradicating polio, but he believes in Rotary. We're the ones who can make it happen. When he made his speech today, congratulating Africa, he congratulated Rotary for the ones who were always on the job and always making it work. So absolutely fantastic. I also want to tell you a quick story about a VTT. And for those who aren't aware, that's a vocational training team where we send experts from one country to another country to help that country with something they may not have in their own country. And I happened to volunteer to a team from India, 17 surgeons from India, Rotarians, gave up their practice for 8 days to go to Madagascar, off the coast of Africa, to provide surgical procedures for as many people as they could in 8 days. They actually did 3,500 procedures. 80% of that was children. And they changed the lives of all of those people, because otherwise they may not have had that surgery. And to make sure it's sustainable, they also trained a number of the local surgeons so that that business could keep going on, and the ones they couldn't get to will eventually get the surgery. So it's happening, and it's an absolutely amazing program, all funded by our Rotary Foundation. We bring expertise and we change lives. And every program you look at for Rotary, that's what we do. But let me move on and talk about a very special thing that we've been doing this last year, and that's to elevate Rotaract. It started with yes, thank you, Alberto. It started last year in April at the Council on Legislation, where a very difficult decision, and it's not easy to change our constitution and bylaws. It was a real challenge, but we did it. They voted for it, 75% in favor. And they have now taken Rotaract Club, and in the very beginning of our constitution, it now says that Rotaract clubs are members of Rotary International, which is exactly what Rotary clubs are. So now they're elevated to the point they are a member of Rotary International. Before that, they were a program. And with programs, you kind of handle your programs. As a member, they now move into a more of a partner with us, and they should be doing the things that Rotary clubs do. And they're doing it. And we have made so many changes since then. It's really incredible what's happened since April of last year. They've eliminated the maximum age of Rotaractors. So they took away the 30 years old. The idea being that that's an arbitrary number. Everybody, when they get to 30, isn't necessarily ready to become a Rotarian and move into a Rotary club. So let them do it in their own time. Maybe they're ready at 32, maybe they're ready at 34. Remember, they've got to have the ability to spend time from their family. They've got to have the ability to spend time from their profession and their work. And they've got to have the time to put into doing Rotary and the dollars. So everybody isn't ready at 30 years old, but they might be ready at 32, 34, 35, whatever. And I know I've had some Rotarians tell me, oh, I'm 65, I'm going to go join the Rotaract Club now. Yeah, that isn't the idea. And by the way, the Rotaract Club can say no. So that isn't going to happen. The idea is that those who've been in Rotaract in their 20s, they don't need to just arbitrarily move, but when they're ready, they move. And the importance of that is we as Rotarians need to encourage our Rotaractors to move into a Rotary Club when they're ready. Bottom line. And we'll talk some more about that. So we changed the age. We also have approved them, the foundation has approved them to be international hosts, international sponsors and partner hosts for global grants starting in July 1st, 2022. Along with that, they're now eligible to receive the service, the Meritorious Service Award and the Distinguished Service Award as of July 1st, 2022. We're giving them time to get everything ready so that they could do these things. So that's moving ahead really well. You know, they have their DRRs who are responsible, and it's really important that the district governors work closely with the district Rotaract representatives so that the Rotaractors get an opportunity to be appointed to district committees. And that means not just to be working on the committee, but to be leaders. Ask them to be a chair of a committee. Ask them to get really involved. And at the Rotary International level and the foundation level, we're already doing that. So this is happening from bottom to top. And Rotaractors are getting more involved in everything that we do. Why do we do this? Some people say, well, you're going to kill Rotaract. I don't think so. The idea here is that Rotaractors should be just like Rotaract clubs. They do service. They do good things. They help their communities. They help each other. They meet. Okay, if they're doing all these things, then let's recognize that they should be as good as a Rotary club and do it as well as Rotary clubs. So they need to get certified to be able to do grants. So they have to go through our certification seminars. They've got to do all the things that need to be done. This is a two-way street. As the equality comes to them, then they need to show that they can step up to that. And many already have. So it's not going to be a surprise for them. One of the great things that we did last year is to create a partnership with Toastmasters International. And part of the reasoning for that was we could use their leadership expertise specifically for Rotaractors, because Rotaractors being new in their careers could use all the improvement in their leadership skills that they can get. So we finally made that happen. And there are 2 leadership modules from Toastmasters on Rotary.org right now. There's 2 more coming in September, and there's 4 more in December. So by the end of the calendar year, we'll have 8 leadership modules. Rotary clubs can use them too. So don't let Rotaract get ahead of us, guys. We all need to be improving our skills all the time, because Rotarians and Rotaractors around the world, we are the leaders in our communities everywhere. So we need to make sure our skills are where they need to be. So we moved forward with it. Now, what we've done at the foundation is we just approved at our last meeting the ability for appointing a Rotaractor from the Rotary International Rotaract Committee to the trustees, so that we actually have a liaison Rotaractor being able to give his or her perception to the foundation as they discuss the challenges of our foundation. So we'll have that link. And this morning, I had an amazing meeting with a group of Rotaractors where we have started a task force to develop the 7th area of focus, the environment.
Excellent.
Guess who is the most positive about the environment? Our young professionals, our young generations. They don't have a question. Let's do it. So we put together a task force, half Rotary and half Rotaract. I just met with the Rotaract half this morning, and we just had a session on what should we do now that we're a 7th area of focus. How do we develop the details? And let me tell you, the energy that Rotaract has always just amazes me. I just love it to death. And they're putting together a lot of great ideas to take that to the next step. And
Rassin, Barry, for you to know, our Rotaract district representative, Bruno Tavares, is here in the room, as well as a bunch of Rotaractors. So you know.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good, 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 good.
And our governor, Vera Avila, is also in the room, and she will have the floor in a bit just to salute you.
Okay, thank you. Well, welcome, District Governor. I appreciate your coming. And of course, to all the Rotaractors. You know, when I have this kind of conversation about Rotaract, I like to talk to both Rotary and Rotaract, because to create equality, both Rotary and Rotaract have to really understand what we need to do. And what we really need is for Rotary to reach out to Rotaract and have that conversation. And in that conversation, we need to listen better than we've listened in the past. You know, the best leaders listen more than they talk. And some of the Rotary clubs around the world, they're not listening to our Rotaractors. We need to listen and then talk about how we work together. If we develop that relationship between Rotarians and Rotaractors, then the Rotaractors will have no question whether they join Rotary or not. And my message to Rotaractors is always, if you don't see a Rotary club that you want to join it anyway. Have the courage to go help them to become more relevant to today's world. If you don't have the courage, start a new Rotary club, because they can do that now. They don't have to wait to be sponsored by a Rotary club. And they can also start a new Rotaract club. And guess what? In the last year and a half, they've started over 3,000 Rotaract clubs around the world. 3,000. We haven't done that many Rotary clubs in a year, to my knowledge. I would say in a long time, but I don't know they've ever had. That's a new precedent that Rotaract, but that tells you the energy and the enthusiasm that they have for our organization. We need to capture them to keep them involved in our organization. And it truly is working around the world. Look at those membership numbers and you'll be astonished by how well we're doing with it. So we're really coming along really well with Rotaract. We're doing amazing service around the world in spite of all of our challenges. And just one more story I want to tell you about the internationality we were visiting in Paraguay last year, which is awfully close to Brazil and Argentina and Uruguay. And actually, interesting story is we actually in one day drove through all 4 countries in order to get to Argentina, which was apparently that's quite a drive. but we did it. We got there, and it was fantastic. But in Paraguay, we visited a clinic while we were there. And in the clinic, they took us to this section of the clinic where they had set up a mother's milk bank, so that they could have milk from healthy mothers for at-risk babies. That's an issue there. And so they created a bank. It was Rotary that created that bank. It was Rotary that donated all the equipment through a global grant to help to save those babies. And that it does, it saves lives. And those are the kind of, you can go country to country to country and community to community, and you will hear about programs and projects like that that save lives every day. If there's anything that's our weakness, is that we don't tell the world the amazing work we do. If more people knew about what we did every day, they'd want to be part of what we're doing. They'd want to be members. They'd want to donate. They'd want to get out on the projects to actually help us do it. So I don't know. I get real excited when I talk about all of this, but I think we are a special organization. We are the #1 humanitarian organization in the world. Our mission is peace and goodwill around the world. While we do all these projects in all of our 7 areas of focus, every one of those contribute to reducing the conflict in that particular community. In Haiti right now, we have a project started by the local Rotarians in the District of Haiti. And the project is to bring good potable drinking water and sanitation to every citizen of the country. We're talking 8 million residents. Only 40% of them right now have access. And they put together this program. They're finishing the business plan, which so far is 180 pages long. Rotary doesn't always do a good business plan, I got to tell you, but this is exceptional. And it's going to be about $2.3 billion to accomplish it. It'll happen over 12, 15 years. But none of that is a barrier. All that is telling us we got to focus and get it done. We've already started 3 of the 147 communes. Projects like that transform a country. You imagine we could transform the country of Haiti. We can transform any country because they are the highest poverty in the Western Hemisphere. And we're gonna make that transformation. We're gonna do it. Rotary is gonna do it. And we can do it. All we have to do is think bigger than we thought before. And I think that's the challenge for the foundation. As we think bigger, they're running out of money. So we got to think bigger how we get them more money, which we're working on right now. But I think the environment will actually be a big help to bring in more donations to the Rotary Foundation because a lot of people want to contribute. We got our first non-Rotarian donation of $25,000 today for the environment. Not a Rotarian. He heard we're going to do the environment. He wrote a check for $25,000. I mean, there's a lot of support out there for what we're doing. So with that, I'll stop in case there's any questions. But I really thank you all for what you're doing. We always have to remind ourselves it's not the people like me who just talk too much. It's Rotarians in Rotary clubs and Rotaract clubs who do the work of Rotary. You're the ones who are out there every day, every week, making sure that our community is getting better and helping people around the world that you never meet. That's what makes us all special. And never forget that. You're the ones who make this organization as successful as it is. So thank you. Thank you for having me. I wish you all the best.
Oh, those are very inspiring words from the president of inspiration. So, it was a great motto for your year. And certainly we have been trying to build on your legacy as well as the legacy of every year. Because, since I am a Rotarian, I only have to say that we have had wonderful presidents. And and we're going to have a woman Rotary president very soon.
Yes, we are.
Jones. And that is also a remarkable milestone in the organization.
And I'm going to predict she's going to be one of the best presidents we ever had.
For sure, for sure. And talking about women leadership in Rotary, I would please ask our great District Governor Vera Avila to take the floor to salute our Rotary President, Barry Rassin.
Boa noite, presidente Barry. É um prazer imenso, imenso revê-lo. E quando eu digo revê-lo, porque nós estivemos juntos, logicamente você não vai lembrar tanta gente, mas no Instituto Rotary de Fortaleza, você não vai lembrar, com certeza. Mas revê-lo aqui no Brasil, tão próximo de nós, está sendo assim um grande prazer para nós brasileiros, para quem está lhe assistindo, as suas palavras, a notícia com relação ao nosso continente africano estar livre da polio. Isso é uma notícia maravilhosa, e isso deve-se ao trabalho do Rotary, ao trabalho dos rotarianos, ao trabalho de pessoas de bem. É isso que nós somos, pessoas do bem. São pessoas do bem fazendo o bem. E é mais um legado que o Rotary está deixando para a humanidade. E é uma coisa assim tão importante nós estarmos com um presidente de Rotary. E agora, não existe nada de bom numa pandemia, não existe. Mas se nós podemos dizer que está acontecendo alguma coisa de boa, é essa oportunidade que estamos tendo das reuniões virtuais. Se não fosse assim, você não estaria conosco essa noite. Se fosse assim, nós não teríamos tantas reuniões que estamos tendo. Estamos tendo mais companheirismo do que quando as reuniões eram presenciais. Estamos tendo muitos convidados, e convidados de todas as partes do mundo, porque nós estamos tendo a oportunidade de fazermos reuniões diferentes. São oportunidades que estão se abrindo para nós, rotarianos, para nós pessoas, para nós profissionais. A tecnologia, ela sempre esteve à nossa frente, sempre. Mas nós estávamos numa zona de conforto. Então, nós não precisávamos, pelo menos para reuniões de Rotary, não precisávamos estar se utilizando dela. E, neste momento, nós estamos fazendo isso com muita desenvoltura, coisa que, se nós falássemos isso em dezembro, ninguém iria acreditar. Até março, ninguém iria acreditar. Então, se nós podemos dizer que uma coisa tão difícil, que é uma pandemia que assola o nosso mundo, trouxe alguma coisa, não digo de boa não, mas de diferente, criou uma oportunidade para nós, que é essa condição de termos reuniões diferentes, mais proximidade, mesmo que seja no quadradinho, mesmo que seja pelo computador. Mas estamos tendo grandes reuniões no Brasil, estamos crescendo, estamos fazendo projetos, estamos fazendo tudo aquilo que estaríamos fazendo se fosse uma reunião presencial. Arrisco a dizer que até um pouquinho mais, porque agora nós estamos aparentemente mais disponível. E quando eu digo aparentemente, é porque hoje nós temos reuniões todos os dias, a todas as horas do dia. Hoje, por exemplo, eu vou para a 4ª reunião. Então, e é uma coisa que, se fosse presencial, seria muito difícil. Então, eu gostaria de lhe agradecer muito por sua presença conosco no nosso querido Rotary Club Brasil International e por todas as suas palavras de otimismo, de eterno otimismo. Eu ia usar uma outra palavra, mas eu acho que o otimismo é o que eu mais entendo que esteja acontecendo neste momento. Muito, muito obrigada.
Thank you.
Yes, Barry. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you, District Governor. I appreciate it. You know, I truly believe that one of the strongest skills that each one of us should use is enthusiasm. Because if we are all enthusiastic about what we do with Rotary, then everybody picks up on that and they want to do more than they've done in the past. And it makes our organization so strong. So thank you, District Governor. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you, all the leaders, the district governors, the presidents of both Rotaract and Rotary, and our assistant governors and Rotary coordinators. You know, it's all of that leadership coming together to help clubs to develop and grow. That's what makes us stronger for the future. So thank you for all of you for what you do.
Barry, I will have to leave this district if I don't let Bertinho Oliveira, the governor of the inspiration of this district, at least to say a few words to his president of the inspiration. So, Bertinho.
Boa noite a todos. Para a gente, como governador no ano da inspiração 2018-19, é uma honra muito grande receber o Belri virtualmente aqui na minha casa, no meu distrito, no Rotary Club Brasil Internacional e aqui no Brasil. Nos honra muito essa sua presença. Quero parabenizar o Alberto Palombo, a Cacá, pela excelente iniciativa dessa reunião. Quero saudar a nossa governadora que esteve presente e dizer ao nosso presidente Belri que realmente foi um dos presidentes aí mais entusiastas que eu já vi aqui dentro do Rotary. Sou suspeito de falar, que é do meu ano da inspiração, mas procuramos atender as suas metas, conseguimos 3 certificados da Fundação Rotária, como segunda melhor arrecadação da Zona 23A, e também conseguimos, no nosso período, aí, com a ajuda da nossa companheira Vera, receber um subsídio distrital que, mesmo com a boa contribuição, conseguimos superar o projeto em relação às contribuições. Dividimos o subsídio distrital para vários clubes aqui, embora o valor não fosse um valor muito grande, mas deu para atender vários clubes. Então, parabéns, para a gente é uma honra muito grande, presidente. Continua com esse entusiasmo aí, que o Rotary depende muito do seu entusiasmo e dos próximos presidentes que estão vindo. Vamos iniciar aí estrear uma presidente há 2 anos, 3 anos, se eu não me engano, né? Mas a sua história vai ficar marcada e estará sempre marcada aí com a gente. Faço questão de dizer que foi governador do ano da inspiração.
Muito
obrigado. Muito obrigado a todos.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, thank you so much, Bertino. And you know what I hope everybody noticed is what he has on the wall behind him. You know, as leaders for whatever year we happen to be in, that logo always stays with you. I got one behind me too. And I got to be careful if I have president online, I got to move that, put his there. But it's nice. It's, you know, that logo is so special to me and to all of us who worked so hard in 1819 for Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation. I think it really helped us all. So thank you.
Well, guess what? See what I have here, Barry.
Oh,
I
yes.
have also my inspiration pin here.
Excellent.
Well, have my collection of pins here, but this is the one for your year. And let me tell you, Bertinho is he's such a nice person. You have to really know. Hey, Esther, how are you? Good to see you. Bertinho, he was his whole year as governor. He was with a cat at a very bothersome situation.
He had a cast on?
Yeah, he had a cast in his leg. He had some accident that he had to go to the orthopedist, and you know about doctors. The doctors are really they tell you what to do all the time. They told him that he could not go around the district jumping all around, but we have a district that is about, 2,000 kilometers from north to south, and Bertinho did absolutely all his governor visits in his year. So he is really a commendable guy, and that's the reason why he always will have my respect. I also, let me, hold on a second. Yes, Barry.
No, that's fantastic. I mean, sometimes us Rotarians, we ignore our pain in order to do what we do. But you got to take care of your leg if you break your leg.
Yes. That comes from an administrator of a hospital. So
yes.
You have to take that seriously. Esther, how do you keep Barry his toes, and how do you wear the storm? Is the storm finally come?
Storm? No, the hurricane. It missed us. It missed us and passed us right by.
Yeah. For everybody to know, we were a little bit worried because there was a storm going to the neighborhood where Rassin, Barry, and Esther live. And I used to live in Florida, so I know how serious that matter is.
Yes, 7 days ago, it was coming right at us. And each day it dropped a little more south, so it did miss us.
Yeah. Well, Barry, we have some questions for you about, what do you think about the real future? What can we see amid this COVID-19 pandemic? How do you see Rotary in the future with all these changes that are happening, flexibility, Rotaracts coming into partnership as clubs, a woman president of Rotary? Isn't that too much to take all at once?
Well, I'm a believer that our organization needs change. We didn't really change a whole lot in 115 years. And in today's world, we need to adapt. And the beauty of the timing for Rotaract is that they understand today's world. They do things differently than we do. The meeting I mentioned this morning I was at, they're talking about emails. Don't send me an email. I don't deal with emails. I don't do the traditional, you got to give me a WhatsApp and maybe whatever's even since WhatsApp. We need to adapt to that. And the Rotaract is going to help us to do that, because they're going to force us that if we're going to do it right and keep them involved, they're going to want us to do it the way that works for them. And so that's good for us. Having a female president, I think, is fantastic. And keep in mind, she was voted to be president because she was the best qualified candidate who happened to be a woman. Okay. It wasn't that, oh, we need a woman. No, it was that let's get the best possible person. She was it, and therefore she got the job. And it shows that we are very open to making those kind of decisions. And I think that speaks volumes for our organization. And having a female leader for the world, it's going to send a message around the world that Rotary is finally open. Now, I know there's a lot of females. We're 23% female around the world already. But it's going to send a very loud message that, hey, this is a place for our ladies to come and join us and do the work just like the rest of us do. So I think that's going to help us with membership. I think Rotaract's going to help us with membership. I think this virtual world is going to help us be more efficient and more effective. And some countries are starting to come out of it. So they're starting to go back to in-person meetings, maybe a hybrid meeting. So this isn't going to hold us up at all. It's not going to be harmful to us. What it is a challenge. And, you know, the thing that we all love about Rotary is that we like a challenge. You tell me I'm going to eradicate polio and I can't do it. Well, we're going to do it. And you tell me we can't meet like we used to do and we can't do the work of Rotary. Well, yes, we are. We're going to do it because we like a challenge. There's also a committee of Rotary International called Shaping Rotary's Future. I happen to be on that committee. And we're looking at, if we asked ourselves a question, if we were to start Rotary today, what would it look like? So we're not talking about a little change. We're talking about making some fundamental recommendations for the future of Rotary. We're going to take our recommendation to the board in November. If they agree, then we'll take them to the Council on Legislation in 2 years and see where we go from there. We'll pilot out a whole new structure, a new way of doing business. The idea is, let's create a structure that gives more support to Rotary clubs and more direct information to Rotary clubs, so they are in an even better position to do the work of Rotary. Because that, like I said before, that's what it's all about. The stronger our Rotary and Rotaract clubs are, the stronger our organization is. So let's have a structure that gives them the tools they need. So I am extremely optimistic. Look at all the other service organizations. While we haven't grown in numbers, we also haven't dropped significantly in numbers of members. If you look at all the others, they have dropped significantly. If I had a longer term as president, I would be talking about merging and incorporating some of those organizations into our organization.
Or maybe partnerships.
Yeah, that's where we started with Toastmasters, to create those kind of relationships. I think there's a lot of potential there for us because we are the strongest of the bunch.
Well, talking about being the strongest and becoming stronger because of the Rotaractors coming, but let's say to level with us. Elevate Rotary, but at the end, we are leveling. We cannot leave this meeting without letting the Rotaractors speak to his president of the inspiration. So Carol Tavares, who is a Rotaractor from Brasilia, in the name of the bunch of Rotaractors, unless other Rotaractors also want to take the word, please raise your hand because we have a few minutes. But Carol, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Alberto Palombo, President of Rotary Club of Brazil International. I would like to present myself again. I'm Carolina Tavares. I'm a Rotaractor from Rotaract Club of Brasilia Cerrado. And for this Rotary year, I'm an assistant DRR for 4530 district. On behalf of all Rotaractors here present, we would like to say that I really appreciate your words very much, Barry. Thank you for all support you've been providing for Rotaractors in the world, but also here in Brazil. Your words were very necessary to all of us. It really inspired us. We are, as Rotaractors, discussing here about all the impact we hope your words have to our district, to our 45 district. It was an honor. We are very glad to be here with all of you in this special night with you, Barry, hearing from you, an international and Rotary International president, so relevant to youth generation like you were and you still is. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carol.
Also, Palombo, may I add just 2 points?
Yes, Carol, go ahead.
So the first 2 additional points. First of all, I would like to emphasize how, Barry, you are an example for all of us Rotaractors, and we would like to thank you for all help and all services you've provided to youth generations. And also, I believe Alberto will agree with me, but we would like to invite you to meet our future Rotaract Bio, Rotaract Club of Brazil International online. It will be an honor to have you in the foundation meeting of this club. That's it. What do you think, Alberto?
We just got to work at time and place, and I'd be happy to.
Okay. Well, listen, if that is going to happen after the pandemic, we're going to hold you to your words.
Okay.
So, all right. Let me tell you, you must be a very popular guy. There's people over here from Indonesia, from Taipei, from India, from Dubai. We have people from all over, from Colombia, from the United States. We have people from Argentina. I mean, I cannot name all the countries that are here tonight, Barry. And that is one of the things that make us very happy, because this club has really embraced the motto of this year, and Governor Vera knows about it, that Rotary opens opportunities, and we need to be very thankful to all our Rotary leadership. And Barry is, he carried the flag of Rotary for 1 year. He did it with a lot of enthusiasm, but we have to be very fair that the same has happened with the presidents that have preceded him and that have foreseen him afterwards. Barry, I don't know if let me see if anybody here in the floor.
I think Camilo has a question.
Do you know that guy, Camilo Hernandez?
I know Camilo. I'm scared to say he should ask, because he'll just ask me a difficult question.
But do you think we should let him, speak?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yes. Yes.
So go ahead, Camilo. Where are you?
Okay, Alberto, thank you for inviting me to this great meeting, to this great speech, as always Barry does. I just have a great news for you, Alberto, and for Barry and Esther.
What is it?
First of all, I want to congratulate you for the speech again, for the invitation, but I have another great news.
What?
My daughter just gave me a bird for a nice boy. I am a grandfather for the first time.
Fantastic.
So
right.
I want to share this happiness with all of you,
That's
so
nice.
I don't know when, but you have to come back to San Andres to celebrate this. This is just a great thing to do, that I want to see you here again.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to it.
Thank you so much, Barry and Esther.
I got to tell everybody, it's the only place in the world that we sang karaoke was in San Andreas.
And if you like it, you're going to repeat it.
Oh, yes.
Camilo,
great.
A big hug for you and for Aida and for your daughter. And we wish that grandson, well, the first thing, we are very selfish. He has to become a Rotary kid.
Definitely.
And then a Rotaractor, and then a Rotary.
Definitely. He had to follow the steps.
Yep.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. It's very nice to talk to you again, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, Camilo. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Camilo, for
Thank you, Alberto.
Thank you. Camilo is a great friend. He was here in Brasilia with us during the World Cup, and he and his crowd are just, well, like all the Rotarians, very exuberant, very happy. We really share a lot of fellowship and good times here. I don't know if we still have 1 minute officially. Larry, you cannot go before 8 p.m.
I'm good.
Right?
I'm good.
All right.
And I guess I'm going straight from here to a Rotaract meeting for 2 districts.
Oh, okay. But see, we are as I wanted to emphasize in this meeting by doing this job of Master of Ceremonies. We have here a few individuals that really are great Rotarians, and I could not leave this meeting without letting my very good friend Shab Elawar from California to take the floor and make some comments, because he's a great Rotaract supporter. And Rotary for Peace. Come on, Shab. Tell us what is
First of all, you all are people of action, and you are peace builders for everything you do in Rotary. So thank you. President Berry, you always amaze us with your enthusiasm and your passion to our Rotaract. You know, as we started this year, we thought about how can we, because the Rotaract were not around to be seen. So we thought about it, how can we connect the Rotaract to the Rotarians? So we started Rotaract for Peace. And it was amazing. Within 3 months, they were able to put their own peace conference on. And we had over 300 people attending that peace conference. It was amazing to see the young people in the conference, the way they presented themselves with the technology. It was an amazing thing. I mean, you know, you can tell where there are some gaps between them and us, and they really fulfilled that gap very well. You know, as we travel around, you know, the Rotaract in Brazil, I'm proud to see them because the Rotaract are the translators, because they probably 99% of the Rotaract in Brazil, they speak English, but the Rotarians are very proud of their Portuguese. So the Rotaract is really the connection of the Rotarians in Brazil and the world. So, and as I look at it also too this way, now we are hooking up the RILA with the Rotaract and paving the way for the Rilarians to become Rotaract and then also feed the Rotary world. Because as I look at the Far East, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, we can see that because they really develop the Rotaract in those countries, they are at least this year, there are 6 governors who were Rotaract to begin with, and now they are governors in these areas. So that's how we need to develop them. We just take their hand from RILA, Rotaract, Interact, RILA, Rotaract, all the way to Rotary and mix them together. So, and then that's why you see that the membership is thriving for 2 things. One is because they are really active on global grant and projects. But the biggest thing is that they really pay attention to the Rotaract. As I attended one of the meetings for the Rotaract RDR, the way they put their team together, I have not seen a lot of teams in districts they put together that way in 2982. And that makes us all proud because we're learning a lot also from Rotaract. And I think we should get ready for the big time that the Rotaract will be joining. How could we get ready? Are we having any extensions for your club? Are we have any small club inside your club? I attended Vijayawada Midtown. They have 760 members, and they have 5 clubs in there, 6 clubs, 5 president-elect, president, vice president, and 1 president. And one of those groups are the young professionals. So why not we duplicate that across the world? So we take the Rotaract and develop them to become a small Rotary club in your Rotary, inside your Rotary club, and then prepare them to become active in Rotary in the very near future. We just took it to the floor because I'm on the board of director for Rotary Action Group for Peace. We asked to ask the Rotarians to adopt the Rotaract to become on the Rotary Action Group for Peace. And we made it $5, just like to join the membership, just like Rotary is doing it for $5 and $8 for community. And guess what? We have 250 Rotaract has been adopted by the Rotarians, paid by the Rotarians to become on the Rotary Action Group for Peace. So why can't we do that also for Rotaract that want to become Rotarians in each district around the world? Rotarian can adopt, some Rotary members can adopt one Rotaract club to become Rotarians right away. And that will help them and help our Rotary world, because that young blood that comes in, they can really fulfill a lot of gaps in your Rotary, especially with fundraising, with all the technology they have. It's amazing. We held two functions for Raila in Ukraine and Rotaract for Peace. And you know where they directed the two both meetings from? From Pakistan. Dilawar and his group in Pakistan, they made it seem like a television production. So that's what we need, is connect both of us, both the Rotarian and the Rotaract, really tight, and give them the leadership. Because, you know, in a lot of clubs, the older people would say, you know, that's how we've done it, this way for a long time. But you know what? This COVID-19 showed us and showed the whole world that the changes are imminent, and in the changes there are a lot of good things. The Rotaract, the Rotarians are helping each other to cope with COVID-19, and that we should be proud to have all these young people joining us. You know, it is a pleasure to be with you in Brazil always. We, with the young people, it makes our heart, my wife, by the way, just came in next to me right now. So, and
hey, Bricia, how are you?
Great, thank you. Great.
So thank you very much for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward. We're going to hold next month a training for global grant for the Rotaract. I will send it all over, and as you said, you know, the platforms are very important nowadays, because we just put this meeting on about 2 hours ago on the platform, and we have people from India, from Pakistan, from everywhere joining this meeting. So the Rotary world becoming small. The family is big and is coming together. So thank you again for the opportunity. And President Barry, you're always invigorate the youth out of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please give our regards to your family and to your lovely wife and to your brother-in-law and stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.
Well, President Barry, I mean, we have kept you a little bit more than expected, but I couldn't leave the meeting without making some recognitions. Number one, very thanks to our translators, to Sandra LeBlanc, who works at Rotary International in Evanston, who has been very gracious in honoring us with her voluntary service translating for Barry back and forth, and to Maria Fernanda Torres of the Rotary Club de Tijuana, a very good friend of Bricia and Shaba, now a friend of mine of Kaká, who is also helping us. And also, just to make just an around the world, I need to thank Andy Noor from Indonesia, Christina Kalagian from Manila 101 in Dubai, Francisco Ortega from Nicaragua, Alberto Londoño from Colombia, and so many friends around the world that we are making. I mean, when you enter Rotary, you just have that song of Roberto Carlos, a very famous singer in Brazil. I want to have 1 million friends. Well, once you enter in Rotary, once you join Rotary, you have not 1, you have 2 million friends. So, Barry, your final words, please.
Just again, I thank you all for what you're doing. Always remember, it's about the individual Rotarian and Rotaractor and the Rotary and Rotaract clubs that are changing our world. There's no other organization like it. It's satisfying for us as individuals, and it's given people hope around the world. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Oh, there is one more acknowledgement that I need to make, because otherwise I will have to resign as president of my club. My fellow Rotarians of Rotary Club Brasilia International that are here massively to listen to your inspiring words. We have Marcos, we have Gustavo, we have Chris, we have Kaká, we have everybody over here. And in the name of them, I salute all my Rotarians in the district, to my governor-elect, Sandra, to my governor, Valdir, and very special thanks to our regional coordinator, Luis Gustavo Custer, who is from this district, who was also instrumental in making this really an international meeting tonight. We are very thankful. In the name of Rotary Club Brasil International, in the name of the information Rotaract Club Brasilia International line, named Rotaract Bio, we thank President Barry Rassin. We thank Esther for letting him speaking here. We thank Bricia for letting Chap to be with us. So, and we need to thank Kaká for letting me to be here. So, thank you very much all. And I'm going to open the mics for everybody if you want to keep around and chat for a little bit more. So be it. We have here our fellowship time. Thank you, Barry, for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you. I would stay with you to chat, but they're telling me that I'm late for my other meeting, so I must leave. Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank you, Barry.
So everybody, I don't know.
Goodwin Hopa, thank you for coming in from Nigeria.
Tocayo, me alegró verlo.
Igualmente, Tocayo Alberto. Thank you, Andy. Our governor, Newman, is here from Indonesia as well. Oh, thank you very much for honoring your
Thank you.
Yeah, a los Albertos, un saludo especial para los Albertos.
Thank you. My family from Brazil, because I always do, my district always do Rotary Youth Exchange, yeah. Thank you, Alberto.
Thank you.
Marcio Sánchez de Tegucigalpa, Capucigil, Honduras. Saludos.
I like your pabellón, Marcio.
Tengo un mensaje especial para mi compañero de Honduras, de Honduras, que nosotros tenemos una compañera rotaria que es diplomata de la Embajada de Brasil en Tegucigalpa. Su nombre es Raíz Alencar. Ella no pudo estar aquí hoy por razones de trabajo, pero ella, no sé si es con su club, alguno de los clubes de Rotary en Tegucigalpa, ella está participando.
Sí, no está en el mío, pero bueno, nos alegra que haya una representación, claro.
Okay.
President Tita, thank you for being here.
Oh, Shap, thank you very much for assisting us and for making possible for this club to have this multicultural, more bilingual experience among Rotarians. This is something that is very needed in our district because we need to have all the windows open to the world for offering opportunities. And the same thing for Rotarians from other cultures to also, enjoy our Brazilian ways and promote friendship, fellowship, and of course to serve our communities.
I want to thank Bez Rangivo, who really set this meeting up.
Yes.
And thanks again, Bez. You're amazing. Carlos, thanks for being here also.
Oh, Bez is here. Bez Rengifo. Yes. Mi amigo Bez Rengifo, muchas gracias por todo lo que hiciste por estos Rotarios.
I want to say thank you to everyone else on behalf of Tijuana Rotary Club and District 4100. Thank you for this wonderful meeting. Cha, Bricia, abrazos, hug. We need to drink tequila very soon. Alberto, thank you so much. You speak better Spanish than I do, and I'm Mexican. Your Spanish is magnificent. And And also Fernanda for your translation from the San Diego Coastal Rotary Club from District 5340. Thank you so much for your translation in Spanish and all the other translators as well. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Tu español está increíble, en serio, increíble.
Pero bueno, mi pana, es que yo soy de Caracas. ¿Qué te pasa?
Por eso, yo pensaba que eras brasileño. Yo decía, no, hombre, ya.
Alberto, can we have the Rotaract come in and introduce themselves?
Yes,
and tell us
please.
who they are?
Marcelo, where are you? Marcelo Almeida, I saw you.
Rotaract.
André.
I'm here.
The floor is yours.
Hi.
Come on, Marcelo, introduce yourself.
Gente,
and tell us
Lidiane é a mais nova Rotaract deste país. Foi posse ontem. A Maísa também está aqui. Maísa é a segunda mais nova. Foi semana passada.
Na verdade, Cacá...
Quisiera decir una palabra.
Por
favor. ¿Me permite? A ver, sí, yo he recibido unas publicaciones de las Naciones Unidas, de la Organización de las Naciones Unidas y del Programa Mundial de Alimentos y de la UNICEF, diciendo que tenemos el peligro enorme de una hambruna de proporciones bíblicas. Para estos...
Some of our, Marcio, ¿te cambias al canal de español, por favor? Okay. I will translate. Okay. Well, Marcio was saying
I'm trying to speak in English. I'm trying to speak in English. Okay. The United Nations organization said that we are in the brink of a famine, global famine, that could kill thousands or millions of people. That's why I want to give you this message to provoke a conscience.
Uma hambruna, uma famina que está em caminho.
Yes, a conscience about this.
Questão que nós rotarianos temos que tomar em conta.
About this, we have to care about this big, huge problem. I think this is a new challenge, for Rotary International.
Para o Rotary, temos que realmente ficar muito atentos com todas essas notícias que estão passando por aí sobre essa hambruna.
Thank you.
Presidente Alberto, também queria fazer uso da palavra bem rapidinho.
Marcio wants to make use of the floor.
Marcos e Marcelo.
Só quero agradecer, viu, e parabenizar o presidente Alberto pela oportunidade e também pela brilhante reunião, né? Conseguimos reunir diversos países aí para ouvir o presidente do Rotary International e realmente é um privilégio. Também quero agradecer a todos os participantes. Né? Vou tentar falar um pouquinho aqui no idioma de cada um, bem rápido para acomodar, né? Let me try to speak in English a little bit. Only to say thank you a lot for Shab. Okay, Shab, thank you for appreciate your participation with us. Thank you a lot. Déjeme hablar un poquito de español también, porque tenemos muchos compañeros que hablan español. Muchas gracias por su presencia. Es un placer participar con todos nosotros aquí en la reunión. Y también conocer un poquito más, pero que estamos tan distantes, más con la tecnología es posible. Perdón por mi español, mas yo quería decir eso a todos. Gracias muchísimo.
E agora, nossa mais nova rotaractiana em el Distrito 4530, Lidiane Chiarelotto.
Gente, mas que vontade de eu falar. Good evening, everyone. Boa noite a todos. Gente, eu adoro ver o modo que as pessoas transitam do inglês para o português, para o espanhol, para as outras línguas. Bom, mas obrigada pela oportunidade de estar aqui presente com todo mundo. Pude acompanhar agora só um pouquinho mais no final, porque eu estava em outra reunião, mas consegui entrar aqui. E é uma grande oportunidade estar aqui com vocês, acompanhar um pouquinho dessa atuação, né, internacional do Rotary. Agradeço a Cacá e ao Alberto, que foram quem me trouxeram para este mundo. E é isso, gente.
And she's thanking Cacá and myself for bringing her into the Rotary world.
Gente, eu cortei o Marcelo aquela hora. Marcelo, por favor, fale. Rotaractiano.
Hi, everyone. From our fellows for another countries, my name is Marcelo. Marcelo Almeida. I'm a member of Rotaract Club of Anápolis. I serve my club as Sergeant at Arms. In our district as Assistant DRR. I want to thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure having all of you in our home, in our district. E para o pessoal brasileiro, como vocês viram, o meu inglês super fraco, mas a gente tenta. E
muito bom, Marcelo.
Só avisar a Cacá que a posse da Maísa deve estar marcada para no máximo semana que vem, com a fundação do Rotaract Clube de Goiânia Flamboyant.
Meu caro governador Valdir Camelo.
Hello, I'm from Indonesia, and actually from Kupang, the southeast of Indonesia. And I'm here with our president of Rotaract, Annie. She is here, a female.
Yes.
Annie, yes. Thank you so much for letting us being here. And just a little bit seeing that Rotaract and Rotary in our club is working so close, and I cannot imagine that we can do something without Rotaract, because Rotaractor is the great help in our Rotaract. So I would like to introduce you. This is our president of Rotaract of Kupang, Central Indonesia, District 3420.
In Distrito 3820 in Indonesia.
Hello, everyone. I want to introduce my name. My name is Annie Tokan. I'm a president of Rotaract Club Fortuna, District 3420, Indonesia. As a Rotaract, I learned more about, we do many projects, we do community service, we learn more things, we make a webinar online, we do fundraising, and many things you can learn in Rotaract.
De fundos através do Rotaract é movimento muito extraordinário, está fazendo grande trabalho para o Rotary.
Then as a president, I personally thankful for God because our Rotary supports Rotaract 100%. Thank you so much.
E por me dar a oportunidade desta experiência.
Yeah, actually, Rotaracts work just like Rotary in our club. They do most of our work in
Rotaract e Rotary são muito iguais desde há algum tempo.
Our Rotaractor have an activity.
Nossos Rotaractors,
actually, comparing with Rotary, actually Rotaract's more active.
Nesse momento, os Rotaractianos são muito mais ativos.
Young and more energetic. They have much more time, and hopefully all of them will become Rotarian in the few years later. So
e então, nesses 30 anos, aí tem, pelo que entendi, eles têm uma regra de que eles estão nesse clube por 2 anos e depois passam para o clube do Rotary. Anyone else? Alguém mais? Minha governadora Sandra, você quer fazer algumas palavras?
Oi,
Boa noite, querido casal presidente, Alberto Palombo e Cacá. Meu boa noite a todos os que aqui se encontram, em sinal de prestígio a essa belíssima reunião, com tantos presentes, tantos países. Eu quero também fazer um cumprimento especial ao meu amigo da Indonésia, que está aqui. Então, minha gente, que aprendizado hoje, que maravilha. Esse Rotary realmente, Brasília International, diz o que faz. E nós estaremos, porque somos os protagonistas desse ano maravilhoso, daremos continuidade a esses projetos, a esses trabalhos, que só faz, na realidade, o engajamento. Isso basta para que nós tenhamos esses rotarianos, bravos rotarianos, voltar trabalho de desenvolvimento de projetos, de realmente fazer e mostrar para a comunidade que o Rotary acontece. Então, nós estamos num novo ano que chegou abrindo aí muitas oportunidades e a roda rotária se move em direção ao futuro. E o nosso futuro é hoje com essa belíssima juventude representada pelo Rotaract, pelo Interact e por todos aqueles que realmente querem viver Rotary, inspirando Rotary, desenvolvendo pessoas e dignificando esta organização maravilhosa. Parabéns para todos vocês. Estaremos juntos na continuidade desse belíssimo trabalho. Muito obrigada.
Doutora Sandra, eu gostaria de registrar também que o governador Ronaldo Carneiro está aqui conosco. Quanto tempo, governador? Que alegria!
Well, thank you very much. This kind of meeting show us how international Rotary is. Due to Alberto and Cacá, you are shaking our institution, and Rotary needs to be taken just to go forward. Thank you very much.
Boa noite, companheiros rotários. Meu nome é Tita Melara. Eu sou do clube de Rotary Club de Crossroads, de San Bernardino, Califórnia. Eu sou de El Salvador, mas eu ganhei uma bolsa para estudar no Rio e me formei de psicologista. Eu sou presidenta do meu clube e, antes disso, eu tive a oportunidade de visitar vocês e ficar apaixonada pelo Rotary, porque eu vi que vocês eram pessoas de ação, eu vi todos os projetos que você tinha. Nós fomos para visitar Paraná. Então, a minha inspiração também foi o Chave Elaware. E nós estamos na mesma cidade, moramos muito perto, mas eu quero falar para todos vocês, meus parabéns por tudo o que vocês estão fazendo pela humanidade, o número de projetos que vocês fazem lá. E eu quero também parabenizar a todas as mulheres rotarianas, porque estamos cada dia sendo mais a que estamos envolvidas com os movimentos rotarianos. Eu me lembro quando eu fui introduzida para a Rotary, o governador falou para mim: olha, agora você não somente está joining este clube, o clube de São Bernardino, você agora é parte de uma família internacional. Agora você pertence a muitos clubes. Eu já tive a oportunidade de visitar 90 clubes. Eu fui com um French Exchange, intercâmbio de amizades, e então eu fui para a Lituânia. E lá eu fui a ver que o mesmo carinho, a mesma atividade, o mesmo amor de rotários acontece também lá na Rússia, na Lituânia. E no Brasil eu tenho muito carinho para todos vocês e meu saludo do meu clube e do meu distrito 5330 para todos vocês e viva Rotary!
Alberto, no me había dado cuenta por la emoción de mi nieto. No había visto a Kaká. Un abrazo muy grande para Kaká.
Alberto.
Mucho gusto.
Kaká, eu quero falar.
Sim, claro, governador Valdir. Eu estou aqui procurando meus governadores. Bem-vindo.
Gente, quanta honra, quanto prazer. Eu fico por demais feliz e quero deixar aqui o meu abraço fraterno a todos vocês, nas pessoas do presidente Palombo e da Kaká, querida. A todos vocês, o meu muito obrigado. E aproveitando este momento em que o Rotary abre oportunidades e que este Rotary Clube de Brasília Internacional fez esta reunião, só nos resta dizer parabéns, parabéns, parabéns. Façam outras desta maneira e não se esqueçam de me avisar. Eu aqui estou para aplaudi-los na condição de governador e na condição de vice-governador deste distrito. Devo lhes dizer que eu sou Valdir Camelo. Muito obrigado.
Obrigada, governador.
Bom, eu peço licença que eu vou fazer uma outra coisa, participar de uma outra reunião. Tchau, tchau. Um abraço, Palombo.
Kaká, a Maísa voltou.
Alberto passou a palavra para alguém, eu acho que depois a gente podia ouvir Maísa. Ela é a próxima rotaractiana que está entrando aí.
Okay, President Alberto.
Hey, Randy, so I can translate to express.
¿Cómo estás, compañero Rotario?
Andy is trying to speak Portuguese or Spanish, I don't know.
Thank you for the meeting. Yeah, it's very nice meeting.
Hola, ¿sí me escuchan? ¿Sí me escuchan?
Sí.
Sí. Hola a todos. Muchas gracias, Chab. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm from San Diego Coastal Rotary Club. My dad is from the Tijuana Club, but I'm in District 5340. Yo soy del distrito 5340 de San Diego Coastal. Muchas gracias, Chab, por la oportunidad. Y bueno, felicitar realmente los clubes de Brasil, son increíbles. Los intercambios, los muchachos que vienen de Interac al programa de intercambio, estuve en el programa de intercambio 7 años, de los mejores. Ellos hacían subvenciones, ya venían con proyecto y hacían subvenciones con su club anfitrión, los chicos del Youth Exchange Program. Y realmente tienen unos proyectos muy buenos. Nos gustaría invitarlos queremos hacer una feria binacional, una feria binacional con 5340 y 4100, y nos gustaría que también participara Brasil, porque realmente hacen muy buen trabajo, muy buenos proyectos, excelente, excelente, y creo que deberíamos de trabajar más juntos. Gracias.
Fernanda, thank you very much. You always come to the rescue. You know, you've done it. You've done it with the Rotaract for Peace. You've done it with Ukraine, Raila, and now with Brazil. You're a star everywhere, from one end of Rotary world to the other end. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Shab, let me ask you something, Shab. Why don't you let Bricia speak here? Huh?
Bricia, she's allowed all the time, but
Él habla mucho, muchas veces no prefiero estar calladita, pero un saludo a todo mi Brasil y a todos los presentes. Estoy segura que fueron una excelente presentación y con la magnitud de los speakers y de todos los presentes que están ahorita, de los gobernadores y así como de los presidentes y Rotaracts, estoy segura que fue una magnífica presentación. Un abrazo a todos y espero que la pandemia pase pronto y nos podamos ver pronto.
Un besote, Bricia, te queremos mucho.
Un beso, un abrazo.
Gracias.
Wow.
Bricia es el ángel y el motor. A todos nos contesta. Y es la que está organizando detrás de cámaras.
Ella es la que está.
Ella es, mira,
aparece,
esto.
es Bricia.
Aquí ella está atrás ahí, controlando.
Sí, yo lo sé.
Un abrazo a todos. Los quiero.
Anybody? How about more Rotaract to speak to us? More Rotaract?
Where's Maísa?
Hello,
Maísa,
Chad.
go ahead.
Okay.
Maísa, pode
Hello,
falar.
everyone. I'm Maísa. Okay. I'm Maísa. It's nice to be here with you all. I found that the presentation was very good, so I'm very happy to be part of this. So I'm currently a member of the Rotaract Club Goiânia Flamboyant, and I think that everyone is doing a good job, a great job. So I'm really proud of this. So, well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. If you need some help, I'm here. Just let me know, and let's keep in touch. Y para los que hablan español, mucho gusto conocerlos.
Caramba, qué sorpresa.
Es un placer estar aquí con todos ustedes y si necesitan algo, solo háblanme. Muchas gracias. Obrigada.
Maísa, ¿dónde aprendiste a hablar español?
¿Dónde aprendí? Bueno, yo hice un viaje a Perú por 2 meses, entonces yo aprendí demasiado allá y también practico con mis amigos, entonces estoy aprendiendo demasiado con ellos.
Sí, en Perú se aprende español y se come muy bien. Los que quieran realmente saber qué es gastronomía tienen que ir al Perú. If you really want to have good gastronomy, you need to visit Peru. Peru is great food. And of course, the people are beautiful.
Next year.
I would like
just
to
for your information.
Oh, go ahead, Carol. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Who was talking? I'm sorry. I can't wait.
You're on. Go ahead.
No, we're just talking about Peru, that next year we'll have a Claro convention. That is a Rotaract Club of Latin America convention held in Lima, Peru, in April, I believe. So maybe it's an opportunity.
I'm going to be a Rotaractor just for that.
Come on, Alberto. You're more than welcome.
We're going.
Come on.
Let's go, Club. Let's go and crash that party.
It's called Claro. It will be held on Lima, Peru. Lima, Peru's capital. And I believe it will be held in April. So April. So you're more than welcome. Whenever I have more information, I can share with you. I sent to Alberto, and Alberto will certainly share with you.
All right.
Robertinho, você tem que dar ordem nessa casa. Daqui a pouco eu tô sem presidente, vai virar rotaractiano. Olha que coisa.
Well, I put in the chat, I put a link for Rotaract for Peace, right? I put the link. Go all the Rotaract, please join that because you can post and let other people, other Rotaract across the world and Rotarians across the world. Like Qazi right now, he's from Pakistan. He's on, so I would like to introduce Qazi. He's always on. He provides us with a lot of information, and that's how we connect. Like President Rassin was saying, what's up? We have about 12 platforms in Rotarians across the world. That's how we were able to bring Rotarians right now, this afternoon on a small notice. They all came in from all over the world to join this meeting. So join these little groups and enjoy, and then show them what you're doing. They will show you what they're doing, And that's how we're going to connect the world, you know, the Rotary world. So thank you again.
Shab,
Please join that group.
let me share an idea with you here in front of everybody. Probably I'm going to swallow my words later. But hey, why don't we promote some meetings like this, but the Rotaract clubs? So
That's
the
right.
Rotaracts can have this opportunity under the umbrella of the Rotaract for Peace and the Rotaract International online group that we are putting together. I was mentioning to you the other day. No, I think I was Vest that I was saying. But just for everybody to know, the same way that we have Brasilia International, Rotary Brazil International is a capital international club. The purpose of that club is to be the host of expats for people of other countries that come into Brasilia, because Brasilia has a very large diplomatic community. So it is necessary for them to have an entrance, an easier entrance to the community through Rotary. So that is something that this club is doing. The same can be done in some of the other countries, and do it through Rotaract. Rotaract is perfect for doing something like that. Because all the interns that go into the embassies can be hosted in Indonesia, in Jakarta. Well, I don't know if anybody from Indonesia here is from Jakarta, but of course that will be more, let's say, useful in a capital of the country, because that's where all the most of the diplomatic delegations are. But it's something that Rotaracts, in their pursuit of avenues to promote peace, because we need to have all the diplomats talking, and better if they are talking not only on behalf of the interests of their countries, of course, but also on the on a greater interest that is the promotion of peace. And Rotary can be there as an organization to support those efforts. So
let's have a meeting for all the Rotaract to come in and talk about the projects that they are doing in their community. So this way we can also have like a competition for, and then we'll vote on it. We'll vote on it in that meeting, like a little convention, project convention for Rotaract. So you want to set it up in 2 months?
But I have a question. It will
Yes.
It will be in a specific type of project, because in Brazil we already have districtal project contest and a national project contest. It will be I don't know, maybe a peace project contest. That's something we don't have here yet.
Okay,
maybe
now,
an opportunity.
Carol, you spoke. So now, you know, when you speak,
you open your mouth.
In Rotary, we just you know, just like a scope, we just look at you. So now, what we need from you is join the group of Rotaract for Peace, and we're gonna make an event in 1 or 2 months from now, and you're gonna promote that in your area, and then you're gonna give us a little nice brochure, what you think we should do, because we will let you lead on that, and then what we will do is we'll send it across the world. So I can guarantee you that in about 5 minutes, I can send it for 5,000 people across the world. So on the platforms that we have. So if you want to do that, give me a date. In two months, we will have the same Zoom. We will have interpretation. We will have, you know, everything. I can keep that 1,000 people on. So that will be for the Rotaract to connect more, connect the Rotarians and the Rotaract together. So let's think about it, talk about it, talk to Alberto. We just started a little group, Alberto and us, so that group could be expanded now to become the what you call it, the committee or the subcommittee that we will be talking on the side, but also will broadcast that to other platforms. So what do you think? How do you vision that, Carol?
First of all, I would like to state that I'm already I've already joined the Rotaract for Peace group, and I also was present at the online event about Rotaract for Peace.
Okay.
I'm also international affairs advisor of MDIO Rotaract Brazil. I believe you do know how does an MDIO works, but it basically works with spreading information and trying to help DRRs in its districts. So we contacted some time ago, before the conference, Rotaract for Peace conference, one of the organizers, and we questioned that about why we didn't have Brazilians as part of the organization. And we had 4 Brazilians as attendees until that moment. So we have to negotiate with the organization of this event. And then we had a total, I don't know, 6 or 7 Rotaractors from Brazil attending to this event. We also had to select some peace projects here in Brazil in order to send it to the organization of this event. And we realized we don't have so many projects in peace area as we would like to have. I believe that that is an opportunity for growing and developing better peace projects here in Brazil, but it would be necessary we talk more about it, because I'm not working alone. I work at MDIO Rotaract Brazil. So as much as I wish to organize it alone, I cannot. I have to report it to my president and see what does he think about it. I believe he will love the idea if we talk to him as well. And we have several committees inside the MDIO Rotaract Brazil that can promote this peace conference. I don't know, this peace project contest better than me solo or our district could do this in Brazil.
That's a great thing.
We can talk more later. I can explain to you what all we went through and know that we learned from this conference. But one of our requests would be that as Brazilians, we are more than 8,000 Rotaractors. We are the 3rd country with more Rotaractors, only behind India and US. So we weren't part of the organization of this event. So we could promote, yes, a Brazilian edition of it, but it would be nice as well to be part of the event that was already held, Maybe.
Before I forget, I need to acknowledge my governor assistant, Genesio Vicente, who is here, okay? I didn't see you, Genesio, during the meeting. It was so many things going on, but be sure that you are very loved by this club and that your presence honor us.
Ronaldo is on. Ronaldo.
My dear Governor Ronaldo Carneiro, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I believe that what you are doing, the International Rotary Club, is very important for the Rotary leaders. May I suggest for the next meeting to invite the president of Rotary International. I am sure that Brazilian Rotarian leaders have a lot of questions to the president. It seems that this new president is not sophisticated as usual. And I think that he will have another focus in Rotary. But we have to check it out. That's my suggestion, Palombo.
Ronaldo, that is an excellent idea. Let's try it. I mean, we can invite him if it is not for the next month, in 2 months or 3 months. But let me tell you that we are making some contacts in Rotary that are going to keep a lot of people coming to these meetings once a month. For here in Brazil, I think that what we are doing over here is trying to open an opportunity. The main reason is to give a window to our Rotaractors around. That is the main driving force, because when we help the younger Rotarian family members to really embrace the ideas, what Rotary is about, not only the four-way test, but also how we conduct ourselves in function of this four-way test. And of course, Ronaldo, you can give a very important exchange, a sharing of your knowledge about ethics. Shab, so you know, Ronaldo Carneiro, our governor, he is a writer as well. He's an economist and he's a writer. And he works about, he is writing a lot about ethics in public service, for instance. And he has written a few books about it, and they have been translated in I don't know how many languages. But Ronaldo is a featured speaker, even outside the Rotary world. And we will be very honored, Governor Ronaldo, if you can assist us with a talk. And you choose if you want to do it in our regular meetings in Portuguese, or if you want to do it here, or if you want to do it in both. You know, as this club is yours. You and Ivani are very dear to Kaká and to me, and by extension to all the other fellows in Rotary Club Brazil International.
I'm missing both of you. And I'm missing very much the couple, the Palombo's couple. But anyway, count on me. I'm ready to talk to the Rotary leaders.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, that is an excellent topic. The new Rotary, the Rotaract wave. We are baptizing this effort. The Rotaract wave is like a tsunami. We don't want to do a tsunami because it sounds a little bit kind of like negative. So a wave is charged with energy. It moves the oceans. It moves a lot of things. Do you know how much force there is in the waves around the world, in all the beaches in our countries? Well, this is kind of like the analogy that we want to promote as far as Rotary, Rotaract is to Rotary. You're really the wave. You are moving things around, and we needed that very much. I don't know if somebody else wants to take the floor. We can squeeze Shab and Bricia because they are here. I don't know if Bess, where is Bess? Is Bess around? Oh, Bess went to work.
Bez is want to work. He's not. I don't
he
see
went to
him.
work. Somebody has to do it. Yeah. I mean,
He's working on his car today.
Alberto, there are other guests here that might like to say some words.
Andre and Genesio. I don't know if somebody else wants to take the floor.
Genésio, nosso governador assistente.
Pode falar em português e eu tento traduzir aqui no canal de português.
Congratulations, Alberto. He's a big president in Rotary Brasilia International. The wonderful meeting, but I prefer speak Portuguese. Okay.
Let me set up the channel here. 1 second.
Thank you. Eu gostaria de cumprimentar duas pessoas em especial por uma feliz e boa coincidência. Em primeiro lugar, o governador Ronaldo Carneiro, 2008-2009, com o lema Realizamos Sonhos, e o meu governador do Distrito 4530, Vertinho de Oliveira, seja inspiração. Esses dois governadores foram governadores enquanto que eu fui presidente. Eu fui presidente no Distrito 4530, com a honra de servir ao Vertinho de Oliveira, e fui presidente no Distrito 4650, enquanto que no 4530 o governador Ronaldo tocava o Rotary aqui em Brasília. Para mim é uma alegria e uma satisfação poder, nessa feliz coincidência, numa reunião tão maravilhosa, encontrar esses dois governadores. E queria cumprimentar todos os companheiros de todo o mundo, dizer que é uma alegria e uma felicidade estar num clube tão inovador, num clube tão dinâmico, que é o clube tocado pelo Alberto, com o apoio sensacional da Cacá e de seus companheiros. Muito obrigado, foi uma satisfação enorme poder acompanhar a reunião de vocês aí e ter a honra de ser, pela governadora Vera, o governador assistente para esse maravilhoso clube. Muito obrigado.
Quanta honra vê-lo aqui.
Nosso querido Jean. Yes? Eu gostaria também de registrar a presença da nossa secretária Regina, secretária do clube, e nós tínhamos aqui vários companheiros no início da reunião, mas pelo horário, né, eles já vão saindo. E foi muito bom rever o governador Vertinho, eu também fui presidente na época dele, e foi um presidente da inspiração, foi assim, que pessoa extraordinária, Vertinho, tão tranquilo, lidou conosco com uma gentileza e uma, nem sei dizer, sabe? E o fato de estar machucado, né, com a perna machucada, aquilo, meu Deus, falei, se ele consegue, eu que estou com as duas pernas, eu vou conseguir também. Não é, Genésio? Foi assim, forte.
Foi um exemplo de superação.
Foi, de superação. É muito admirável, governador Vertinho. Tem nosso carinho, viu? Você e o Dete. E tem mais uma pessoa aqui, Casifida. Eu não sei, I think he is from the other side of the world. I don't know if he is still here with us. Casifida Mohildin. He is a fellow Rotarian from, I don't know if it's India, Alberto. He was with us and Andy in one of the meetings.
He's from Pakistan, and he is like an international Rotarian. Kazi, would you please come in and introduce yourself? I know you're shy, but I know your English is not the greatest, but you know, all our English is not the greatest. Kazi, would you please introduce yourself?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shab. I am Qazi Fidamuddin, Rotarian Qazi Fidamuddin from Hyderabad, Pakistan. A Rotary Club Public Amateur now, and other national Facebook page, WhatsApp group, and other much more for Rotary International. I provide to
We cannot hear you.
Yeah,
there is a problem in the sound, I guess.
It's always in Pakistan. There's always a problem with their Wi-Fi.
And it's very late there, right? It is what, in the morning?
Yeah.
Might be morning.
Yeah. Yeah, he disappeared. Okay.
Okay. So I think we have heard everybody. André, você já disse algumas palavras, André? Have you said some words?
Hi, Kaka. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
No, I don't speak. No.
Go ahead.
Vou falar
Go
em português.
ahead.
Ele não é muito bom ainda. Não, eu estava só prestando atenção aqui em algumas coisas aqui, em algumas conversas. Achei ótima essa reunião. Palavras do Barry, o Shed, o Rotaract for Peace, né? Gostei da ideia dele chamar Carol. Vamos trabalhar juntos aí, se der. Então, é isso.
Legal, André, obrigada. E a quem está saindo aí, Mary, muito obrigada. Thank you for your presence, Mary Ortiz de Ladeda. Thank you, graças. Bom, é isso, acho que todos já falaram. Bez está aqui outra vez. Bom.
Something is wrong with the sound.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
They have problem with the sound.
Okay.
Só vou precisar sair. Boa noite a todos. Muito obrigado. Até a próxima.
Bye, André. So,
thank you, everybody, everyone.
Thank you. Congrats to Rotary International.
Fabulous. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
congratulations, Palombo and Kaká for RCBI.
All people of action. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Rotarian Shab.
The way we close the videos over here is
Três.
No, peraí. Wait. Rotarian Shab, I would like to talk to you later more about your contest idea, so we can develop it better in order to.
I am
in our group.
I am on WhatsApp. Add her to our group, please.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you, explain a little bit more about reality, and I hope we can develop projects together. 2.
1.
Bye.
And it doesn't have to be in peace. It could be anything, because anything is positive peace. Any project is positive peace. It doesn't have to be in peace.
So I'll present you what we already have here in Brazil, our project context. We have districts, and 3 of each district can be presented at our national contest.
Fabulous.
So it will be an honor to present you.
Fabulous.
Bye.
We'll talk. Bye.
We'll talk. Thank you very much, Kaká. Thank you very much, Albert.
3,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.